What's up, guys?
It's your girl, Cindy.
It's your boy, Eddie.
We're back with another video. In today's video, we wanted to talk about dating and waiting. I'm sorry if the lighting is a little off. Like, it's been gloomy this whole week.
Yeah, last couple of days.
So, it's just always been an issue.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some lighting and get some, like, softbox lighting or whatever lighting to just increase, like, the quality and the way that you see us. But till then, this is just what we get.
Okay.
Did you want to start or?
Yeah, so dating and waiting, man. This is such an interesting topic for me.
Can we talk about what it means?
Yeah. So.
Waiting for marriage.
waiting until you have sex until you're married. So basically, coitus, making love.
Physical relation.
Physical relations.
We'll say that.
So, growing up. Also, like with just our Christian beliefs, we believe that marriage is when the two people will come together and consummate their marriage through sex in those confines. So that's what we did throughout our relationship, was basically wait until we were married to actually have sex. So this video,
I just feel like I'm wondering if we should keep it like physical, like to say like physical intimacy, because you never know who's watching, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
all right, physical intimacy. Let's get physical. No,
physical. Let's get ethical. Ethical.
But yeah, we waited until we were married to get physical in that way. So that's kind of what this video is about. It's about the journey of waiting and now being able to say that we've been married and now being physical.
Engaged, disengaged. It's just awkward. A little awkward.
So I guess I'll start from the standpoint of why it's important.
Okay.
It's important from a Christian standpoint because we want to do everything to glorify God, right? And we want to live by His word, right? And one of the things that, like in this particular instance, we wanted to make sure that our marriage, on the eventual marriage, and even in our dating relationship, that it was honoring God the whole way through.
Right.
And we were by no means were we perfect in this. This is what this private video is about, is documenting the journey. Things we got right, things we got wrong.
Give you guys tips and ideas if you guys are interested in actually waiting until marriage.
Right. So that's kind of why it's important, and I think I'll start off with my story. I think I hung a lot of my righteousness, quote unquote, by just being a virgin. I didn't have sex until I was married to Cindy. But I found out through various years that, like, even though I didn't have sex, there were still things that I was doing that didn't really qualify me as like being a virgin. I wouldn't necessarily say I was pure by any means.
Mistakes were just made.
Mistakes were made for sure.
Even in our relationship.
Yeah, even in our relationship. Did you want to speak to that?
I think when it comes to, I guess, purity and type in a relationship, one, you have to remember, like, we're all sinful beings, and it's a hard journey. Like, not saying this, if you decide to wait for marriage, it'll be easy, and even if you didn't wait, or you're currently dating someone, you can always just stop and just say, we should just wait. That was just, we just never did anything. But even like kissing, we never did that. And one of the reasons why we didn't was because we just didn't want to put ourselves in certain situations and to want to like go further and stuff like that. So we didn't actually have our first kiss until like a month before our wedding. Because I couldn't wait.
Man, we tried so hard. It was difficult, and I think one of the things that really got us through was just like community. I think having boundaries is always good.
I think it's important to set boundaries in the beginning of your relationship, sure. So it's not like wishy-washy, you just don't know. I think that's something we talked about early on. We're like, this is what we want to do, and making sure you guys are both on the same page, because it's harder to do something if you both aren't, if your eyes don't align with each other's visions. So I think that's pretty cool. When Eddie brought that up to me, that he wasn't gonna kiss anybody until he's married, I was like, all right, cool. I don't mind.
You like, all right, cool.
I was like, all right, well, okay.
But as we went though, it got increasingly more difficult.
Cause he wanted me. Look at me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was very a very hard challenge, but I think some of the benefits that actually comes with waiting is like, one, you're getting to know your partner, and it's not even physical.
Yeah, you get like, that emotional.
You get an emotional connection. You get a mental connection. Like, you get to know them, and the basis of your relationship is not physical. The foundation is not physical.
Yeah. And I feel like you'll grow a deeper foundation for it by it not being like that.
Yeah.
Because then you guys will have things to talk about apart from that, or like, let's say you're not doing that, like, what is your relationship based off of? And you know, there are some people who are mostly physical, or they just date this person for that physical aspect. And I feel like in the long run, that's just not gonna last. Yeah. Eventually you're gonna get bored, or you're gonna find someone else that's gonna spark your interest. Yeah. So for us, we thought it was just really important to set that foundation and keep it going.
Why are you laughing?
Because I felt your eyes looking at me. Even I've been looking at you when you talk late. So, okay, so things that we got kind of right. Yeah. Setting boundaries early on. Yeah. Having an open, honest communication throughout the whole relationship
actually
process.
Having a conversation as well.
Yeah.
Like, that was
about what our expectations were, and the things we were like, nah, that's like not for me.
Yeah.
We felt like having Bible study together and praying and reading together was always a blessing.
Always, yeah.
And trying not to be alone all the time. And granted, I feel like that's kind of hard, because it's like, you know, you don't always want to be around other people. You just want to hang out.
Spend time with that person.
Yeah, and then if you want like a deeper conversation, you can't always have it with just other people. Yeah. So that one was kind of a little tricky, but we tried to like not be super alone all the time.
Yeah.
Or not be alone after certain hours.
Yeah.
In the nighttime.
Yeah, certain hours we just couldn't be together, had to leave. I think another thing that we got right was just basically telling each other, you know, when we were weak, like when we felt like we wanted to do something, and that kind of gave way to the opportunity for the other person to kind of be like, you know, reminding us of why we're doing this. Because there were times where I was weak and I felt like I wanted to give in, and Cindy reminding me of what we're doing this for, and vice versa. So it's always good to have somebody on the same page, because I feel like if I wasn't willing to wait in a moment, and then, you know, you with somebody that is like, oh, okay, well, let's just do it. It's just like you have no resistance. Yeah, you have no resistance. And, by no means am I saying that we did everything perfectly. We did get some things wrong where we went past our boundaries sometimes, or just completely forgot about them in the moment. Weren't as strict with ourselves as far as space-wise, and like even as we got closer to the wedding, it just got increasingly difficult to like not get like handsy. I'll just keep it at that. Like, yeah.
I definitely get close to the marriage. Like early in our relationship, it was hard, but it wasn't as hard as the wedding, like that engagement period, because you're so close yet so far away.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I think what also helped us is, what is the word? Having the desire to wait individually, and knowing the reason why we were waiting, versus if I was waiting for like somebody else, like just because you had a reason didn't mean I had to go along with it. That could have been like a different story for me, but because we were both on the same page, I feel like that helped both of us in knowing like why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Having your why and your what and your how, whatever, is super important.
And not just, again, it's gonna be hard, because if you're doing it for the person that you're waiting for is going to be pretty difficult. Simply because our reason why was because we wanted to please God. And for that, that's our foundation. And that's a sure foundation. But for someone who's waiting because of a specific person, that can be kind of shaky. Because
you might think someone is the perfect person.
Exactly. You might think they're the one that you're waiting for, and then they end up not being the one. So I think what was most satisfying is knowing that when we said our vows and we got married and we really waited on that moment to have sex, we knew for sure that it was glorifying to God, and that even a lot of our friends that were simply kind of shocked that we were actually doing it, what that does for us is that points it back to Christ, and knowing that that was our only strength to get through it. Because I mean, you walk through the world and you ask people, you know, if they're waiting or not. Most people are no, they're not. They're not waiting.
Yeah.
Simply because that's a sexual urge, and it's not wrong to have those urges, right? Those are God-given urges, but the wrong comes in when you're doing it, and you're doing it in a way that God didn't prescribe it, and we wanted to wait, and we felt like it was more gratifying that way when we consummated our love when we got married. So.
But I think we covered it all, right? Yeah.
You know,
let me know if you guys have any questions. We didn't want to make this video super long.
Yeah.
Just want to get right to the point and things that we got right and wrong, and just give you guys a little insight on our story.
Yeah.
You know, our story is of course still being written. We only like 1 year in.
Yep.
And we're here for it. I hope you guys are enjoying this video and our content. Let us know in the comments like what you would like to see from us.
Yes.
And
subscribe.
Yeah.
Like the video. Leave us a comment, as my wife said. Please let us know. We're also open to constructive criticism, and we love seeing your comments and being able to engage with all of you. So please. Leave us a comment, engage with us, we'll engage back with you. Subscribe. Lamaisonbennett. Subscribe.
Peace and love.
Peace.